Did this movie feel? It was a little like don't get me wrong, like some of the creepy stuff or whatever. I was just like, okay, like I was
Mhm.
okay. I was okay with the creepy, stuff every now and then, like the visions that she was having. Like I thought that
Yeah.
was different for a black film. Like they were kind of almost. It wasn't a just a thriller. Like they were almost kind of trying to tap into more on the horror side of it.
Yeah.
Um, it's something that stopped it from being a horror. I'm trying to figure out what it is though. Maybe
It
not a
was the it was the
killing.
tie-in of the it was the tie-in of it was the tie-in of the dating and the domestic violence and the rapper. So there was no real monster in here. It's like at first it seemed like there was gonna be monsters. Like her visions was like creepy as shit. Like you would see a look like a damn slave, like a dead hand come in the door. It was like shit like that. But then it was
Yeah.
kind of like they just went from that to being like, oh no, he's creepy.
Right, because he killed a few people, but I feel like if they would have, if he like how he killed old girl's ex husband, if they did a couple of more things like that, this could have been a horror movie.
You are now tuned into Black on Black Crime.
Right. Disclaimer: no matter if we liked your movie, liked your show, or hated the show, or hated your movie, doesn't matter. We respect you, shout outs to you, and we support you, and we try to get everybody else to support you like we support you. Black on Black Prime, we stand on what we say though.
And just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. uh hey, so we watched this movie called Wake on BET Plus, starring Lil Murder and D. Ray Davis. I don't know and Katie from Wife and Kids, and I don't know the main lady's name though.
Let's see.
Um,
At first, I thought it was the lady from Orange is the New Black.
oh, the big one,
Yeah, I thought that was her at first, but I was like, no, that's
right?
not. That is not her.
This is a BET Plus original. Um, I want to say Brian had said something about BET Plus movies and the acting in them. And it's like ever since he said that, I've noticed it in every BET movie. It's like
I don't remember what I said. What I say?
you said, it seems like when people act in BET movies now, they add it's like they overdo underdo how they act. They overdo the underdo. It's almost like they present themselves as if they can't act,
Like on purpose.
but over the top with it.
Mm-hmm. Like it's on purpose. It's not that they don't have the talent.
Yeah, because it's like you see him in everything else. They be killing. Lil Murder's been killing everything I've seen him in.
Yeah.
Then we come to this.
By the way, the main character's name is Shaniqua Shande.
Okay. But it's like something bothered me about how he was acting. And even right now I can't tell you what it is.
What I did notice about this, and this is like I felt like the sound was off a little bit. Like it sound dubbed a little bit. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like it sound like they put the audio like over it just wasn't lined up right or whatever. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like it was loose.
It seemed like they did the whole movie and didn't record the audio for the movie, and they just did voiceover for the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So this movie, is about a woman that is a what did they say she was? She was not a
He's
chemist, but
narcoleptic.
no, I'm talking about like her profession. She was a
Oh,
because she said it. She was like not a physicist. No,
physicist.
physicist.
She started off as a college professor or something like that. She was like teaching the kids.
Yeah. So she is narcoleptic.
Mhm.
Um, always sleeping on Hove, and she has like these devices that I guess her heart rate goes her heart rate goes her heart rate goes down. And she's about to fall asleep, but she hallucinates. I
Yeah,
don't know
like
if that's
crazy hallucinations.
a side effect of narcoleptic people. I don't know.
No, when she was talking to her doctor, that was something else. She was narcoleptic, and I forgot the other term they gave her.
She got
That had to do with the
sleep
hallucination,
paralysis or something.
something like that with
Yeah.
hallucination.
Yeah. So the movie is about her. She has this book, so she got money. She wrote a book, and she ends up moving next to this rapper, and the rapper is Lil Murder from P Valley, of course.
Oh, the rapper moved next to her.
Right. So she lives there already, and the rapper moved next to her or whatever. But you kind of see who he is early on in the film. Like when it first starts, like he's abusive. His girlfriend comes to his show, and she says she's pregnant.
She's famous too.
She's famous too. She's a singer. So she's coming to tell him that, hey, she can't do this anymore because she got an eye jammy from this nigga. I guess a couple of days before. They don't show that, but he was abusive,
Right.
and he poisons her.
He poured cocaine in her water.
Does that work like that?
I didn't think so.
Okay, so yeah, she drank. He gave her cocaine in her water, and this is another movie that where I'm just like, stop drinking stuff from everybody. We just watched a movie where this lady like literally was like felt threatened already, and they say, hey, yo, take a sip of this orange juice, and she drank it down. Same movie. I mean, this next movie, this nigga's already like, yeah, I'm about to make you a special water.
The setup to get to that point just literally. So she walked in on him. He's doing the drugs. He flips out on her because she's like, I don't want to be together no more. He kind of threatens her, and then she's like, I'm pregnant. And he's like threatening her. She's terrified. And then he lets her go, and he's like, I'm sorry. Let's have a toast to the new baby.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's terrified, but she's like, you got some water?
Yeah.
And then his back is turned to her. He pours the water and pours like maybe full 6 teaspoons of cocaine in the water. He don't stir it. It just dissolves.
You tell me that it tastes regular?
I ain't never tasted cocaine or cocaine in water, but I'm kind of sure it don't taste regular or look regular. I don't think it would be that clear.
Be a little cloudy. I would think that as soon as depending on, I guess, what it was, I'm assuming it's cocaine. Don't the cocaine like numb your mouth up or whatever?
Something.
So it's like
because he snorted it before. He snorted it before she came in, right?
I think so. I don't remember right before she walked in. I just know that he poured that in her glass. Very like she just decided to look down when he was pouring it.
She didn't look at him. He's sly. He changeling. What is that? What was it? What they say? Hiding in guile.
Yeah.
He hid the cocaine in guile. And put it in her water.
Absolutely.
It didn't stir it at all. He handed it to her, but it was already mixed. And she downed it. She walked out, fell down the stairs, passed out, started convulsing, died on the spot.
Right. So yeah, like at that point, you kind of know, this he's crazy. You know what I mean? The lady, she just nosy than the motherfucker. But she's also she has a lot of security around her house because she's like she wants to see like her episodes. Like, okay, what was she like if she fell outside? She wanted to see what happens in that time or whatever. So, but she was still nosy. Like she was just like
she was overly nosy.
Yeah, trying to figure out everything.
Yeah, and her cousin was D-Ray. He they don't say what he does, where he works and nothing, but he's the one who shows up and kind of like looks out for her.
He's the comedic relief of the film.
That's literally what he is for the movie. I'm saying I don't know what he does in the movie. Like what his job is. He just shows up.
It's just her cousin. Apparently, he checks on her because she is a narcoleptic,
Mm.
and yeah, he's just always over there. And when he checks on her, like she's usually passed out.
Right. And she wears a watch.
Mm-hmm.
The watch is the watch for her location. Was the watch for her heart rate? The watch tells her when she's about to pass out. Right.
Right. Like when her heart rate is going down, I think that's when she's about to, have an episode.
Mm.
So all in all, I guess this film is like just more about Lil Murder's character, you know what I mean? And she has a friend, or a neighbor that is the little Katie from My Wife and Kids that is I guess a serial dater. Well, not really, but she was dating her husband.
Yeah, she was dating her ex-husband that cheated on her.
So, of course, Lil Murder saw her, like she baked Lil Murder some brownies or whatever, and Lil Murder was infatuated with her. So she was kind of like, what was she anyway? Because like, okay, she's a physicist, right? But she's also a computer hacker. I'm just like, yo, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, she just know all the codes. It's like, oh yeah, I'm about to break into and check the records of the real estate office, and then she's all in command terminal and shit, typing in codes. I'm like,
she is overly smart, just overly intelligent. Yeah. And D-Ray takes her to the strip club. They don't really say that she's a lesbian until later on, right?
I didn't even catch that. She's a lesbian?
Oh, you didn't catch him when D-Ray said he was talking about the girl across the street. Mm-hmm. And he was like, she ain't gonna like you if you don't tell her you like her, something like that. And she was like, she ain't a lesbian, I'm a lesbian, or some shit like that. She let it be known that she was a lesbian.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I thought because she was on dating apps or whatever. They kept kind of throwing that in there that she always swipes left or whatever.
Right, because remember he was like, you would swipe right on her, huh? And she was just like, shut up.
I didn't even peep that. That slid right up under my nose. I didn't peep that she was a lesbian. But yeah, that at some point she starts to realize that Lil Murder. Well, she doesn't realize. He kind of tells her.
She had a vision.
Well, yeah, she did have a bunch of visions, that he was kind of like something was wrong. She thought
she had a vision. She saw him and she saw like he looked like crazy or like a devil almost. Yeah, like and like you said, she's nosy, so it's kind of like that had to be for a reason.
Right. It's almost like when she heard the news that his wife died.
His girl. She
was on some like, well, guys have been known to murder their wives and make it look like accidental overdoses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So she already kind of knew something was going down, but that's just because of her nosy behavior. She has a bunch of cameras outside, so she kind of was like literally like creeping on that nigga, like watching him in the backyard. There was window. I like this. Ain't nobody seen nothing wrong with this.
Nah, hey. If I live next door, like take that shit down. Like I'm not cool with that. Take all of them cameras and point them shits down.
That's weird.
Because she was watching this pool party. Remember he was staring in the camera and shit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was strange. I felt like he knew. And she kept having visions that nigga was in her house trying to kill her because of that whole situation. It was just like, well, maybe if you stop watching them, you won't have these visions. Like you're infatuated with this man.
It seemed like Lil Murder he wasn't motivated to do this movie. Even when so when we first see him, he's on stage rapping, but his delivery with the rap, it was just like, I don't want to do this shit. You know what I mean? He's just walking around the stage saying the lyrics. It was like, it seemed like his energy for this whole movie was kind of just like, they paid me to be here.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think what they didn't really, they kind of threw it in there or whatever. Like he needed medication. You know what I mean? Something was wrong with him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was like schizophrenic or what, but
like a psychopath.
Right. Like his friends were supposed to be there to help him take his medicine, but he wasn't feeling it. Like that nigga flashed on bro at the studio or whatever. You know what I mean? He was like, he was rapping some trash. And then out of nowhere, I don't remember what even happened. I just know that like he flipped. Like
he just had an episode.
That nigga just started beating down this little ass TV.
Hey, I was laughing because I was like, nigga, They rented the set, but they was like, you don't touch shit in here. That nigga grabbed the littlest computer screen and started beating the shit.
That was a Zenith TV, bro. Like you ever seen a little small? Remember the TVs we used to have in our rooms back in the day?
Yeah.
Like they was like, yeah, we can only break this TV. They brought that TV.
Nothing else in here, nigga. That's what you break.
Yeah. We'll take your P-Valley checks, nigga.
But yeah, so he had an episode. He basically fired everybody, fired his manager. He's crazy.
Yeah. This whole movie, he was just, paranoid, but at the same time, like he had his own adventures with Katie from My Wife and Kids. Like that was, he'd been trying to get with her like the whole movie, and they finally had that date.
He got with her kind of fast too, though, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it seemed like they had just been kind of flirting, but they never went out on a date until later.
Yeah, and after the warnings of her friend, she's dumb. So her friend is like, look, her girl got killed like this. Dude been acting crazy. I saw him doing crazy shit. And her friend's still like, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to calm down. And then she go out on a date with him. He tries to like rape her during the first date.
I turned the hell out of her ass, didn't he?
Crazy.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I was like, I always say, well, I don't want this to ever happen, but does it make sense for a man to hit a woman and then be like, yeah, girl, get nasty with me and get some head?
That's a dangerous game you play.
That just seems like a dumb idea. I mean, even hitting a woman is a dumb idea, but that seems dumb too.
Hey, if you hit a woman and tell her to do anything sexually to you, you deserve whatever happens next.
Absolutely. So, did this movie feel? It was a little like, don't get me wrong, like some of the creepy stuff or whatever, I was just like, okay, like I was okay with the creepy, stuff every now and then, like the visions that she was having. Like I thought that was different for a Black film. Like they were kind of almost, it wasn't just a thriller. Like they were almost kind of trying to tap into more on the horror side of it.
Yeah.
It's something that stopped it from being a horror. I'm trying to figure out what it is though. Maybe
it was the tie-in of the dating and the domestic violence and the rapper. So there was no real monster in here. It's like at first it seemed like there was gonna be monsters. Like her visions was like creepy as shit. Like you would see look like a damn slave, like a dead hand come in the door. It was like shit like that. But then it was kind of like they just went from that to being like, oh no, he's creepy.
Right, because he killed a few people, but I feel like if he like how he killed old girl's ex-husband, if they did a couple of more things like that, this could have been a horror movie.
Yeah,
because that kill was actually kind of cool. I was just like, okay, that seemed like a real horror movie kill.
Right, they could have. I think I don't want to say they should have, but if they would have gave him like something tied into something spiritual, like he's possessed by a demon. If they would have did something like that, this would have definitely been a horror movie. If the reveal after he is fucking everybody up, it's kind of like his voice changes and he's just like I'm a demon, then it would have been a horror. But it was more so a domestic violence thriller by the end.
I got some JD's Revenge type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You better go tell him something. Remember that movie? My husband's home. You better talk to him. That part is hilarious. Yeah, nigga. I fucked your bitch.
That nigga went from that to a different world. Oh. We're supposed to believe he's the good guy.
Oh man, that movie is comedy, man.
You ain't never been fucked by the.
Oh shit! You better go talk to him. What did you think about D. Ray's addition to this film?
You know what's crazy? D. Ray was fun. D. Ray had some funny part, like some funny lines. He did for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but think about Casey Clark every time he came in the picture.
Casey Clark. Casey Clark. Who's that?
The Christmas movie, Serial Cheater.
Okay.
It hit. It's like I damn near when I see these type of roles now, he killed it. Casey Clark kills these roles when it's like he the sidekick dude.
Oh, the gay friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine him being in D Ray's role.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like all I could think about was that. Like D Ray's funny as shit, but I don't see him as being that type of character. D Ray would have been more like a, I don't know. He's a D Ray and everything he's been in. He comes across more gangster than that.
Mm. Yeah. Like in the
It's
Tupac
like
movie.
they shut up, man. It's like they downplayed him. You know what I mean? Like they downplayed the type of dude he is normally in these movies. He's not the goofy sidekick. He'd have went over there and like whoop dude ass, like if he'd have played a character he normally is.
I see what you're saying. He reminded me of like, because most horror movies / thriller movies have that one goofy friend that's just like ends up getting killed, but he's like kind of humorous through the movie, like goofy. And I feel what you're saying. Like that vibe for him didn't really work out.
Yeah, it's like that wasn't a role for him. He's not I don't see D Ray as being a punk. You know what I mean? Because it's like those roles normally go for a dude that's not tough enough to get this shit done. Like I feel like he'd have beat the shit out of Lil Murder if he ran up on him. You know what I mean?
The nigga did pull out his pea shooter.
Yeah, but a regular D Ray character would have had like a big ass gun or some real like
right, like
that. It wouldn't have been like that.
That character could have been like her brother, like on some like hood shit or whatever. Like nigga, he did
Yeah.
good. He go over there like nigga, like what's up with this? Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
just got shot at the end, but he could at least been a little bit more protective, I guess.
Right.
I feel you on that.
It's like it didn't, that role doesn't fit who I see D Ray as. It seemed like they just paid him. He's like, I'll take this check.
They wanted him to be funny.
And he was funny, but it don't match the character.
Yeah. The main character, I think she did a cool job. I just didn't care for her enough.
Yeah. And I feel you on that too. It seemed like she was more irritating than being the main character we cared about.
Yeah. I felt like she felt like the sidekick almost. Like she was always just like nosy, all in the yard and shit like that. Like the nosy neighbor kind of, vibe.
So now that we're talking about it, this movie seems like it was literally written for all white people.
What you mean?
Every character in here, it seems like they replaced them with black people. That lady would have been the main character would have been a nosy ass white lady.
Yeah.
That just is in everybody's business. Because black women ain't normally like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. I can see that.
And him being a rapper, like I said, he wasn't even motivated to rap. It was just like, but he had to be some kind of rich dude that lived next door.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole movie was written for white people and they just recast it for BET Plus, put some black people in it. Even her being a nurse across the street and going to go visit her rich ex-husband, it's like, I don't know, it didn't seem realistic. The story didn't seem authentic like that. Like this is a world that somebody black would be in.
I see. That makes sense. I feel like it ended the way I thought it was gonna end. She was gonna, get Lil Murder. I figured in the beginning when she made that little device that blew up the pumpkin, I was like,
that's gonna come back.
He's gonna die like that. Somebody's gonna die like that.
Can I ask you, how did the dog get in the house? Because they went in the house and went downstairs, and the dog came from the back room.
He's Air Bud. He flew through the window. Get him, Cool Joe. Yeah, she shot him in the head with D-Ray's gun.
Yeah, I just the dog thing, because I was like the dog is going to attack at some point, But the way it happened, the dog came running from the back room. But it's like y'all forgot that they walked in the front door and had to walk down the spiral stairs to get down here.
Mm-hmm.
The dog, there's no way for the dog to come running from the back room like it did.
He flew through the window.
Ain't no windows downstairs.
I think I want movies to be more realistic when it comes to the last scene of like the murder, right? The kill.
Mm-hmm.
He shot everybody really quick. You know what I mean? I mean, he shot D-Ray really quick. Like that's how
He
you
shot that
kill
nigga fast.
That's how you kill a person when they are, you know, in your house and you want them dead. You know, that nigga, you hit him in the head, pop him in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it came to her, he was just like, bitch, what you doing here? Uh-huh. I'm going to show you what it's like to die one time. Let me cock my gun back. He was like, yo, stop talking, nigga, shoot her. I'd rather a movie to where the nigga shoot the lady and you think she's dead, but she's not. I'd rather that. Like she, you know, she got hit in a couple of areas, but then she woke up like, oh, you know, I'm not dead or whatever. But
yeah,
so don't give me all that dialogue before you shoot this lady, man.
He popped D-Ray before he could even fall to the ground. He hit him with the gun. It was just like, wow, see what happened? You see what happened? Yeah. It was like, damn.
Yeah. Lil Murder and everything, bro.
Yeah, but he dialed it in for this one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some like
BT.
The roles he's gonna get are going to be like kind of in this realm. And that's not a bad thing, you know what I mean? I can't see him in like nothing like big motion picture, like, you know, in theaters.
I could, man. I could see that happening one time.
As the main actor.
Yeah,
like he is.
Yeah, I only say that because he delivered every emotion in P-Valley, like every emotion. That nigga delivered it all. Mm-hmm. And then after that, every movie he's in, he's a character to remember in every movie he's in.
I feel like he's being like low key typecasted as this rapper though,
and
this game. So it's just like the only reason why I say not because of his acting skills, not because of like he's not talented. I just can't see him as a main character in a big movie because we know him as Lil Murder. He's a rapper. He's a gang member. So he can be in that movie. Like if they make a black movie in the hood, like he could be one of the gangsters.
But Don Cheadle started the same way.
Don Cheadle was in Colors.
Yeah, as a gangbanger.
Yeah, but
look where that nigga is now.
That was the 90s. And Don Cheadle, would you consider Don Cheadle as an A-list actor?
Yes. I told you he's one of my favorites.
I mean, not that he's your favorite. I'm talking about would you consider him a A-list actor? Like he be in everything. Like
yeah,
like he could be in a movie that like Will Smith would be in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you saying you talk about a main role?
Yeah, like the main character in a big movie, like how Will Smith or Denzel or Jamie Foxx would be in.
I honestly no, I do.
I feel like he should be, but
I think he could. I think he could, and it would be the right. It would have to be the right movie. I think people like Don Cheadle and people like Clifton Powell, they're real careful about the roles they pick.
I like him too. I like him a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm just like when I think about who he is, who I've seen him as so far, like he be in certain shit that you don't see on like the big screen all the time. Like you see him in like these shows, like he was in that Black Monday thing that I think they canceled after the first season, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they had 2 seasons.
Had 2 seasons? Okay. What else was Don Cheadle in?
He was in House of Lies. He was in Hotel Rwanda. He was the main actor. But that's, of course, they ain't gonna make that no big screen. That's all budget.
Yeah, that's not a big movie. That was a fucked up movie though too.
Oh man,
I only could see that. Only could see that movie one time.
Man, that boy.
But yeah, I do like Don Cheadle. I wish he was in bigger things. You know what I mean? I wish you'd seen him a lot more often. But
I'm saying that's all budget. Like that's it for them. I think like this. I think he was offered big role movies that he was just like, nah, because you're trying to change, like. Nobody.
He was an Iron Man. He was an Iron Man after Terrence Howard dipped out. I think he was
but he was a sidekick. He wasn't. He wasn't the main.
Yeah.
I think if he gets presented the right script, but it like I said, it all comes down to budget. Because like Hotel Rwanda was a great movie, but they ain't gonna. That's the budget behind it. They ain't gonna push no fucking. They don't give a fuck about Africa. You know what I mean? Like they ain't finna push that movie.
This nigga said they don't give a fuck about Africa. That's crazy.
You know how they feel? They don't want to see no shit like that.
Don Cheadle or Anthony Mackie?
Niggas, stop.
They be throwing Anthony Mackie in everything, bro. That's
Cut it out. And I don't hate Anthony Mackie, but Anthony Mackie don't say no to nothing.
He be in movies, bro.
Because he don't say no.
You think Don Cheadle be saying no, or you think,
yes?
You think that he might be too expensive?
I think Don Cheadle says no, nigga.
Yeah,
I think they said, "Hey man, we casted for Tupac. Don Cheadle, you want to play Tupac?" He's probably like, "Fuck no." Anthony Mackie said,
if they called Don Cheadle to play Tupac, nigga, the Hollywood needs to be burned down.
They called Anthony Mackie
because he was bald headed.
No, he wasn't bald headed at the time.
I'm Tupac, and this is my friend Biggie Smalls.
He don't say no. He don't say no.
Somebody had a meme, nigga. Was it Anthony Mackie's face? Like he always looked like he like up to something. And they be
he always got that goofy ass smile. He be like,
like, what are you doing?
I fucks with Anthony Mackie. He just don't say no though. That's the problem. Like I feel like Don Cheadle and my top three is Sam, Don Cheadle, and Clifton Powell. I feel like they decide what they want to do. They don't just jump in everything.
Shit, what you mean? Clifton Powell and everything.
But he decides on it.
Clifton Powell,
you see, he ain't in no Tyler Perry movies because he don't fuck with Tyler Perry movies.
If Clifton Powell is ever broke, nigga, I have no faith in Hollywood. That nigga's always in, so you always got to check. There's always a check.
He do. Well, I'm saying he'll never take a role that makes him look a certain way. There'll never be a role Clifton Powell did where we'll be like, oh, that nigga shouldn't have did that movie. We sitting there right now saying, why did Anthony Mackie do Tupac?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he wouldn't. Certain actors don't take roles where it's just like, oh, you got me looking goofy out here.
There's nobody that I think could have took that Tupac role and somebody would have praised it. I think that role is not meant for somebody to play because it's too hard. It's too different.
I disagree. I feel like it just had to be the right niggas. Case in point. When dude from Moesha played Tupac, he did good.
That's because it was
in the Hammer movie.
It was a very low budget film, and he didn't have to do it that long. Like he only
I'm just saying the delivery of it. Even though he wasn't actually Tupac, but in Played, he was Tupac. Now you tell me he couldn't pull that shit off?
I think Merlin Santana could have played Tupac. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about finding the right person. It's like they probably did an open casting call.
But I think they had to do it a little bit like they would have to do that movie in the early 2000s. They couldn't have waited. Like not Merlin Santana. Like if he was.
You said not aged for Merlin Santana.
Yeah, nah. Like that was that movie came in like 2017. It wouldn't have been right. I think it wouldn't have been
right. But I think Anthony Mackie just had the name. And I think me personally, I felt like they didn't want Tupac's character to outshine Biggie's. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
Like this Biggie movie, we don't want him outshined by you being in this motherfucking movie. You know what I mean? Like we ain't finna get no nigga that's killing Tupac roles so all the Tupac fans could be like, oh nigga, but did you see Pac's parts?
Yeah, no, I get you. I understand. Back to Lil Murder. Like I like his characters. I just feel like I don't know. I just couldn't see him in anything else. I don't think they're gonna. Not it's because I don't think they're gonna give him a chance to play anything bigger. I think that he's going to stick in that rapper gangster role.
I think I feel like he's almost there.
It's not like he can't. It's not like he can't. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying what they're gonna do.
Nah, I just feel like it's just the right. Hey, we working behind the scenes on getting our movie production company off the ground. If we get to a point where we can start shooting our bigger movies, I'm definitely reaching out to Lil Murder, and I'm about to write him a script. Mark this down. I'm gonna write him a script that proves you wrong. We ain't gonna typecast him. He gonna be a regular nigga, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
A regular nigga is still a nigga at the end of the day. So
but that ain't everybody. We ain't gangsters. We just regular niggas.
What you mean, cuz?
Nigga, you work a full-time job and take care of your family.
It's still
and you
Crip.
love your wife. You's a square, nigga.
It's still Crip. I park in the handicap spot and everything, nigga. That nigga saying you love your wife too.
This nigga don't got no side hoes. You love your wife and you go home every night, nigga. You's a square, nigga. And you be cooking sometimes.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing gangs about this nigga. Now me, I do the same shit. But I claim it. Nigga come on here with the gold chains and shit, motherfucking Michael Jackson glove, acting like he be in these streets. This nigga be home, y'all. He's a good guy.
Motherfucker, right.
Don't let him fool y'all. He pay all his bills on time.
I don't know about that part.
He only drink on occasions. Nigga don't drink alone. He's not a gangster, y'all. Don't let him lie to y'all.
Oh shit. But I don't know, man. This is just what I see because of what I've saw so far. And in his career, I just don't see them giving him that big role. But that doesn't mean he won't do a good job.
If I feel like, and then it's funny because it's funny because there is no, if you think about right now, there is no big name black actors besides like a Will Smith and Denzel, and people ain't even running to see those type of movies right now.
Yeah, it's like at this point, like
there's no such thing as the big movie no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's like Will Smith and Denzel were like Denzel has Equalizer. But before
and did you watch it?
I watched the first two. I haven't seen the third one yet.
This is what I'm saying. It's like it's to the point where the big movie don't really. It's not about the actors in it no more. It's about the movie itself now. To where it's like you're gonna debate on like, damn, do I want to go to the movies? Like, damn, I wish they'd have put this on Netflix. I wish they'd have put this on Apple Plus. Like we at the point where we don't give a fuck where we watch it. We just want to see a good movie. That's so true. Therefore, he could get what would be considered back then a great movie, but we'll watch it on like Apple TV.
You know what he needs? He needs a series based on like himself.
If we get that budget, I got it.
Make it happen. Yeah, like
you know what I'm holding the tuck dear to my heart. If we get the money for a series, I got it.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's gonna be more movies like BT movies and Tubi movies that he's gonna be in. But just like you said,
like Tubi movies, I don't think he'll do Tubi movies.
Shit.
Nah, I only say that. But then again,
we just saw Damon Wayans in the Tubi movie.
I see what you're saying now on that level of it.
Just I mean, you just said it. Like literally, like movies, it's not about the big play anymore. It's like I'm an actor. I want to work. You know what I mean? And these movies are coming out. You know what I mean? If it's a good script, if it's a good movie, it'll do numbers. You know, people will still go out to support it. I know I will.
Yeah, and it's and Tubi movie is not necessarily a negative term anymore. They're switching that shit. Like Tubi movie is not. It's not. When we started this, we were just like Tubi movies because it was low budget black, but it's not even that no more. It's like a mix of everything.
They're gonna make you niggas pay for Tubi soon. Tubi ain't gonna be free no more. Tubi's not gonna be free because like
I don't think so though. I really don't think. I think Tubi. Look. I think Tubi is what TV used to be. Everything is with commercials. Man, get them fucking glasses out of here. Hey, listen to me. Tubi is the new cable television. Remember we used to have a box where it's like you can watch regular TV or you can go to this part of the box and watch movies. Commercials are everywhere on Tubi. They ain't finna make us pay for it because they getting that commercial money.
I pay for Hulu and they give me commercials.
You do. But then if Tubi keep going the direction they going, Hulu and Netflix and all them gonna have to stop this high ass payment shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, this is America.
Yes.
They're going to take money from you for Tubi because they're gonna see that all of these actors, directors, and producers that are on Tubi now, they making bread. Tubi's gonna want their part. Like we putting y'all shit out. I don't know if they pay Tubi to be on Tubi. I think Tubi picks who they want. Like they'll send you will submit your shit, and they're like, "Oh, we want to put your movie out or whatever." But I think after a while, there ain't gonna be a lot. It ain't gonna be like $14 like HBO Max, but it might be like $3.99. You know what I mean?
I would say in that case, it's going to stay the same, but you can pay to not have commercials.
Possibly, because
that's what it's going to be.
I just feel like Tubi is getting popular. It was at
it's
point
getting very popular.
Tubi wasn't popular at one. Remember, it was like Tubi and Pluto. Like it wasn't popular and now Tubi is a brand that people say it like, oh, that's a Tubi movie.
Right, but now people are like, I'm trying to get my movie on Tubi.
Absolutely, they're gonna charge on this.
And Tubi literally has channels now. Like there's what's her name with that took over Wanda's not Wanda. What the fuck was her name? She took over her talk show. Her talk show is actually being filmed and dropped on Tubi now. On Bounce XL.
This nigga said Bounce TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just see it differently because I feel like they're always gonna try to get the money out of something that is in demand. Like people fuck with it.
Or go but I think that would kill their audience, and they don't want to do that. If you have to pay for Tubi, you gonna pay for Tubi?
Yes.
I'm absolutely fucking not.
Only reason why I say that is because I like Tubi sometimes. It's just like I wouldn't want to be in that situation where I'm just like, oh shit, this new movie is because better movies are going to start dropping on Tubi.
Yeah, it's going to come to that, but it's going to be the commercials is what's making their money.
Yeah, of course, but the commercials are about just as long as the commercials on Hulu.
Yeah, but Hulu's not dropping as much content.
That's what I'm saying. Like Tubi is going to be like it's a possibility that Tubi could be better. Now, watch
Tubi's going to be better, and it's going to still be free.
Okay, what's the day?
Mark it down, nigga. Mark down everything I predicted in here.
October 20th.
Mark down that I got a whole TV script, and we're gonna put Lil Murder as the lead dude in it. I'm
okay with that.
I said we're never gonna have to pay for Tubi unless you want to. They're gonna do an option to pay for it to have no commercials, or I think they won't even do that because that might cut into their money. Mark both of those down. I said both of those.
October 20th, 2023. Lamar said those things.
Yep. We're gonna come back 2024 and it's gonna be the same.
And one of them he will be wrong on.
Neither one.
I manifest the other one.
Neither one of them be wrong on. But back to this movie, man. We went on a deep dive. As far as the movie overall, I think it's good for. I think I'm starting to figure out what BET Plus's audience is. And this movie is definitely made for them.
Shout out to the writers and the people that directed this movie. I will give them a star for originality when it comes to black movies, because black movies don't usually go this way.
Because it's supposed to be a white movie,
right? The writer is Daryl Quarles. It's funny, like that's I have Quarles in my family. We might be related.
I've never heard that name before.
Quarles, yeah, I have a lot of family members named Quarles. But Eric White is the director.
This movie is definitely, in my opinion, written for a white cast, but they flipped it and threw in a black cast.
The same nigga that directed this movie directed Lottery Ticket.
Wow. Wow.
I liked Lottery Ticket.
I did like Lottery Ticket. Nigga like Lottery Ticket, but don't like Waist Deep. You ready to get to these ratings?
Fuck Waist Deep, nigga. I was fucking say that shit with my soul, nigga.
Lottery Ticket was more realistic than Waist Deep.
I'd watch Lottery Ticket 10 times in a row before I watch Waist Deep again, nigga.
So Lottery Ticket is more realistic than Waist Deep?
It ain't about being real. It's about the movie just not being good. It's not a good movie. And you know
we ain't gonna do that again, man. Let's get to this rating, man.
Funny part about Lottery Ticket, one thing. Lottery Ticket, I guarantee you, most of that shit will happen in real life. That nigga go out there and say, oh, I've won this amount of money. Everybody try to kill him in his neighborhood.
For sure, for sure.
That's what
That's
you
the
said
realistic
in
part.
the projects.
Yes,
Yeah, but
that's realistic. But one bully nigga,
I'd have killed that nigga.
I'd have had him killed. Like, nigga, you know I'm about to be rich. Y'all, if y'all don't pop this nigga,
I'd have been just like, here's 20 grand.
that nigga right there, pop him.
Get that nigga and his friends up out of here. All right, let's get to the rating. People like, man, come on. If you got this far, you fuck with us though. So
yeah, y'all real fans, man. Fuck with us and watch out when we drop our shit. You ready?
yeah, I'll do mine first. I'm gonna give this movie right. Right. No, let me take that back. I'm gonna give this movie a right. A right. And a right.
I'm gonna give this movie right. Right.
Ours was off a lot this time. That's different. I was trying to think of. I felt a way about how this movie was cut up. So I didn't really, that was the reason why I took it down to a hum on production. I almost gave it a right, but I was just like, it was kind of distracting sometimes with the cut scenes or whatever. And the writing was it was cool. You know what I mean? The acting was okay. The story, like I said, it was different. Just like you, but I mean, you said it was written for a different type of audience, but I just thought it was a good story for Black people, something different that we don't normally do.
Yeah, just the story. It just seemed.
But I feel you though. I was like, I could go back and forth on that one.
Yeah, it's just the story was it was kind of all over the place. There was a lot that wouldn't necessarily make sense. And maybe it just doesn't make sense for a Black story. Maybe that's what it is. Like I don't think any of the story would have bothered me. This story would have made sense if the cast was white for some reason in my mind. For some reason in my mind, it would have made sense for this lady to be nosy, for the dude to be killing people. It's like he wouldn't be a rapper. He would just be like a rich dude. We don't know how he's rich, but we just know he's rich and he kills people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the white lady across the street, the beautiful white lady that they're dating now, and the nosy white lady is kind of like, hey, leave him alone. He's a killer. All of this would make sense in a white world. But in here, it seems like it seems like him being a rich rapper and just chasing after this girl across the street when he can pretty much get it. He went from being with this girl supposed to be celebrity status. He went from being with her to chasing this girl across the street.
Yeah.
He went from he could get any girl he wanted to, but it's like he has to have this girl that's across the street. He don't even know her like that. She made up some brownies, and that's what made him like, oh man, I gotta get her. No, it just doesn't. I can see you wanting to run through everything, but as far as being so in love that you chasing down her ex and killing her ex, and you supposed to be my woman, it just doesn't make sense from the world he's supposed to come from.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. It's if you was to give this across the board, I wouldn't debate you. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of graded on a curve a little bit. I didn't dislike it. It was just kind of like it was whatever. Just like I said, I didn't care too much for the main character.
I think definitely, I definitely see. It's. I think I said this before. It's that you could watch a movie and be like, "Oh, this is a Tubi movie." You could watch this movie and be like, "Oh, this is a BET Plus movie." You could definitely just tell. You can tell when it's a BET movie you can tell when it's a Tubi movie. They have a way of making their movies that you can tell this is for the churchy black ladies who just like watching these type of movies. Like they don't mind the dialogue. It's one of them. Oh, girl, did you watch that? Oh, that boy was crazy. It's like that audience. You could tell it's made for them, so they love it. So I can't hate on it. They love it.
Yeah, I'll never hate on these films as long as you're trying. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many what was that so much low hanging fruit that you can take from and just make a movie just because you got the money to. So if you take the time to write something that's a little bit different, I got to give you credit for that.
Yeah, it seems like when these movies are being made, it seems like the BET movies are being made under a Tyler Perry umbrella, and it's like even with horror movies, black horror movies, we can tell the Jordan Peele inspiration. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of movie. This is BET Plus are those type of under the Tyler Perry umbrella movies.
Right. No, yeah, I agree with that. Some of them are a little shablamity. That's our black on black prime. We created, well, Lamar created that word, but that's a black on black prime word that pretty much just means.
Hey, who the fuck is Jamar?
I said Lamar.
No, you said Jamar, man. Rewind the tape.
Lamar. But shablamity just means like, it's like, I don't even want to use the word like coonery. I don't want to use that word.
And I know why you say you don't want to use that, because that's not necessarily what we mean.
Right. That's why we say shablamity is just like a lighter version of just like a ooh child.
Tap dancing. Tap dancing. Like oh no, he didn't. Like one of those type of like, I don't know, like in your face.
In your face.
In your face. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you hear it.
Yeah. Ooh child.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I definitely recommend this, or I don't know. I could see this in that world of the churchy black lady who just like watching. Ooh, girls, Halloween. Let's watch something scary. Oh, girl, it's like one of those. Like, girl, did you watch that movie with Lil Murder?
Yeah,
I can see that audience. That's the BET Plus audience.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen. If you got this far, we fuck with you.
And you fuck with us. Like, share, subscribe, talk to us. We talk back everywhere. If you there, drop your comments below. If you watch the movie, and tell us, do you think Lil Murder can play a big screen movie?
I agree with Lamar.
And when it's time, and when it's time, I do have the perfect script to cast Lil Murder as the main dude.
All right. We'll see. October.
Mark the date, 10/20/23.
Yerp. We out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.